Title: She said, "I need my ex at the wedding for closure. Please be mature." The next day, I sent his wife a +1 invite. At the rehearsal dinner, closure became chaos. Start: She said it so casually, like she was asking me to pass the salt. "I need my ex at the wedding for closure. Please be mature." Her tone was rehearsed, gentle, persuasive, almost maternal. The kind of voice she used when she knew she was about to say something unforgivable. I smiled, because I already knew. The word closure tasted like rust in my mouth. She thought it meant the end of something. I knew it was the start of mine. There was a time I would have burned the world for her. College sweethearts, 10 years together. The kind of couple people described as solid. We built a life out of late-night takeout, joint savings, and whispered dreams. She was my gravity. Until she wasn't. The first crack came small. A secretive smile at a text, a sudden password on her phone. The kind of things you tell yourself not to worry about, because love should come with trust. It wasn't until the night she came home smelling like his cologne that I stopped pretending. Her friend from college, the one who always seemed to text at midnight, her ex, the same one she wanted closure from. I didn't confront her right away. I listened, watched, collected. Her words became evidence. Her patterns became data. Every lie had a rhythm. Every story had a missing piece. I found the messages. Of course I did. Screenshots of nostalgia dressed as innocence. Then the photos. Her in his car. Her hand on his thigh. The caption, "Just like old times." That's when the grief calcified into something colder, something cleaner. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I started planning. When she said yes to my proposal 6 months later, I almost laughed. She thought I didn't know, thought she'd hidden it well, thought her apology, that trembling, tear-soaked confession, had erased it. I forgave her, outwardly. Inwardly, I took notes. Her guilt made her compliant. Every decision, the venue, the guest list, the seating chart, passed through me like silk through fingers. When she asked to invite him, I didn't blink. Of course I said. Be mature, right? The next morning, I sent a +1 to his wife. I'd met her once, briefly, at a corporate event. Kind eyes, nervous smile. She didn't know her husband was still haunting his ex's inbox. She would soon. Meanwhile, I built the rest of the stage. The rehearsal dinner was my masterpiece, a carefully arranged seating chart, timed to perfection. Her ex across from her, his wife beside him, her bridesmaids beside me, loyal to the story I fed them. Everyone thought they were part of a celebration. Only I knew it was an execution. The night of the rehearsal dinner, everything glittered. The cutlery, the wine, her smile. She looked radiant, radiant enough that I almost forgot why we were there. Almost. Halfway through the meal, I rose to make a toast. The room hushed. Cameras lifted. "I just want to thank everyone for being here," I began, my voice steady, my smile sincere. "Especially the people who've known us through the years, who've seen our love story grow from college chaos to this moment." She blushed. I watched the flicker of pride in her eyes, the belief that we had survived everything. I turned my gaze to her ex. "And it's touching," I continued, "that even old friends could join us tonight. People who were there at the start, and, interestingly enough, there at certain parts in the middle." A low ripple of confusion moved through the table. She stiffened. Her ex's wife looked up, eyes narrowing. I clicked the remote in my pocket. The projector behind us hummed to life. Photos appeared on the screen. Her, him, hotel lobbies, parking lots. A timeline of deceit painted in pixels. Gasps filled the room. Her hand flew to her mouth. His wife's face crumpled, then hardened. Silence, the heavy kind that crushes oxygen. I believe in closure too, I said softly, so here's ours. She stammered something, my name, maybe an apology, maybe a plea. I didn't listen. The sound of her ex's wife slapping him across the face was far more satisfying. The room dissolved into chaos, chairs scraping, whispers breaking into shouts, the flash of phones as people recorded what they shouldn't. She turned to me, tears streaking her mascara. "You ruined everything," she choked. "No," I said, standing. "You did that years ago. I just gave the audience a front row seat." I walked out before she could follow. Outside, the night air was cool, cleansing. Behind me, her world was collapsing in real time. The perfect background music to my calm retreat. The wedding never happened, of course. She tried to call, then text, then send letters, each one a variation of guilt, sorrow, denial. I didn't reply. Her ex's wife filed for divorce a week later. He lost his job shortly after. Apparently, infidelity doesn't look good on an executive resume when your wife's family owns the company. And her? She moved out of the city, last I heard, a ghost of the woman who once lectured me on forgiveness and maturity. I still have the invitation framed in my study, not out of nostalgia, out of respect for precision. Every move mattered, every silence, every smile, every of course. She asked for closure. I gave her that, just not the kind she expected.